Let's talk about voting. First of all, accessible voting, absentee ballots, and voter registration. And what exactly is accessible voting? This is something that's granted to local election authorities. This includes accessible equipment at polling locations, this also includes curbside voting. Now, what exactly is a permanent list? Voters can fill out an application to be put on the permanent list. This means that 10 weeks prior to every election, the voter on this list is mailed an absentee ballot application. Once the document is filled out, it will be returned to the local election authority. Once the application is received by the local election authority, they will mail out an absentee ballot to the voter. Once the voter receives the absentee ballot in the mail, they will vote with the ballot, seal it in the envelope, fill out the affidavit, and sign the envelope, then return that ballot to the local election authority. Here are the steps to do an absentee ballot in 2020. First, you will need to complete an application to request an absentee ballot, either in person or by mail, email, or fax. After receiving the ballot, it will be filled out and sent in an envelope, possibly notarized if necessary. Now, the third step is to return your ballot to a local election authority. Now, there are some rules for those who is eligible to vote by absentee ballot. First of all, you must be age 60 or older. You must have contracted COVID and thus are not able to attend an in-person voting site. And there are a list here of other qualifications for an individual who is unable to vote in person. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is October 21st at 5 p.m. This will need to be sent in before the November 3rd election. Absentee ballots may be requested in person up to or until the day before Election Day. Ballots may be turned in by mail or in person. Your ballot must be received by 7 p.m. on Election Day. If you would like to know more about the eligibility, you can read through this list. Some information on mail-in ballots and who is eligible. If you find yourself eligible, you will send in your request for a mail-in ballot. Similar to the last procedure, that will be sent in. Make sure, though, that it is done before October 21st at 5. That's the deadline to request your mail-in ballot for the November 3rd election. Unlike absentee ballots, though, mail-in ballots must be mailed back through U.S. mail. Some information on voter registration. There are some options to get registered to vote. To check your eligibility status, you can go ahead and check that on this site. There are options in regards to your application, whether it be absentee, mail-in, or in-person voting. You can also request any of these forms. They can be sent to you by fax or mail as well. There are different avenues to ensure that you are registered to vote. You'll need to get in touch with your local voting authority in order to make sure that you are registered to vote. And you can do that by clicking this link. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you are unsure about anything here, you can get in touch with Chrissy Peters. That information is provided here.